It's not a Reba, it's Reba. What's going on, guys? Happy Sunday. Welcome back to another classic pay-per-view watch-along. It's WrestleMania season. Tonight, WrestleMania the Ocho. We are going to travel back to 1992 and watch one of my favorite WrestleManias of all time. It doesn't really rank on many folks' all-time top 10 lists, but it was still memorable to me. You know, it was a stadium show. It was an interesting show. A lot going on at the time. Ric Flair was your WWE champion. Hulk Hogan was on his way out. We had a great match between Bret Hart and Roddy Piper, which was pretty unique for the time. And it was, kind of an interesting transitional time in the company, but also a time where they were still drawing big crowds, still had some main, very big, larger-than-life characters. Even the Ultimate Warrior made his return on this show. But overall, I don't think people look back at this show that fondly, even though I think it is a lot of fun. So we're going to go back to WrestleMania 8 this year. This is a shorter one. They somehow, on Peacock, anyway, this pay-per-view is only 2 hours, 41 minutes, and 42 seconds long. I thought we would do a shorter WrestleMania this week since we were just here staying up all night last night or the night before to watch Elimination Chamber, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to be right back up here for another long 4-hour watch-along, so that's why we scheduled WrestleMania 8 this week. But the next time we're back 2 weeks from tonight, 1 week from tonight, we're going to be here watching Revolution, so no watch-along, but 2 weeks from tonight, we will be back, and I think the one I want to do is WrestleMania 24. I think we might look at that one. WrestleMania 24 or 23. Maybe I'll put it up on a poll. And I think that's going to be the plan for the next time we do a watch along here this WrestleMania season. But this one should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to kicking back and hanging out with you guys tonight and watching a show from when I was 15 years old. I was a sophomore, I guess, in high school, or I just started my No, I was a freshman. I'm sorry. I was a freshman in high school when this show aired, because I think I started my freshman year the fall of 91. So I would have just started high school, little shit, good mic work, running around high school, being a nerd, scaring girls away, that type of stuff. So I will be having a great time looking at this one tonight. So I hope you guys are having a great Sunday. I'm going to say hello to everybody in the chat while you guys get your shit together and your ducks in a row, and then we will hit play in just a couple of minutes here on WrestleMania 8. And for those of you who might be new here, what we do is we watch these pay-per-views on Peacock. So it's easiest to follow along on Peacock. If you have the WWE Network internationally or somewhere else, or you're using something else, you might not be able to follow along perfectly. But on Peacock, in a couple of minutes, we will hit play together. The timer right below me will begin to run, and you just sync your Peacock up to my timer, and we can all follow along together, and that's how it works. So thank you again, everyone, for being here, and I am ready to get started on this in just a second. Let's say hello to the chat first. Victor Colon, Tatanani, Jeff McMahon, Mike Rouse, and George Morris, the first channel members, chiming in. George has $5 for us. Hey, Greg, Hey, Greg, how are you doing? And how is Tito? WrestleMania 8, 10 out of 10. I was 12 years old. I saw a guy last night beat up his wife badly, bloody her face, be safe. Damn, that is rough. Was that the same fight that Cam Newton was in today? Shit, man, that's rough stuff, George. But as always, glad you're here. I'm doing great as always. Tito is, I don't know where Tito is, but he's in the room somewhere. And this is going to be another 10 out of 10 show for you. And I'm pretty sure this is one that you've recommended several times. We are Pro Wrestling in the house. We have None of Your Business. When this start? Well, if you watch the countdown screen, it said WrestleMania 8 starting soon. So if you want to know when it starts soon. That's what it says right there, soon, S-O-O-N, one word, 4 letters, 1 syllable, very easy to read. It should be understandable. Not sure why you're asking. Brandon McNeil, good to see you as well. And the Juliet is here, and we have Chad Jones. We got comments from me, Steve Jacobson in the house. More channel members like Mike Witt is up in here. We got Brad, Daniel Clark. We have, who else? Zach Palgett, good to see you. Victor Colon, not sure if I got you. Martin Tomlinson, my friend, was not born for this pay-per-view in 92, but I'm glad that you're here watching it with me, Martin. Good to see Nate Dogg up in here as well. Sports Wrestling Experience. Ray Frand is also here. And we've got Spaz Phoenix chiming in with a 10 spot for us. Shit, now that I just see that from Spaz, I just remembered the ticker below me with all of those Super Chats totals. That is not updated from Elimination Chamber the other night. So my bad. Those totals are going to be a little bit off. I'll have those caught up for next time. I completely spaced on that and forgot to get those updated, but that is just missing one video from the Elimination Chamber watch along. I have to put all of those super chats in. So your totals are just going to be a little bit shy if you donated anything on Friday. Spaz, you were probably one of them. And thanks again for the $10. Cheers, Greg and chat. Got a reaction pod to both No Surrender and Elimination Chamber up now. Next Sunday, join me for the NXT Rewind looking at TakeOver London 2015. I think we talked about that last week and how some of those TakeOver cards, when you look at them now, 9 years later, on paper, are fucking wild, man. Great time to be a wrestling fan back then. I hope I'm not forgetting too many people here. Jeff McMahon, I think I got you. Good to see Brad, Crazy J. Tony is here as well. Alex Hernandez, Brandon Barnes, Chad Rittenberry, 7th season, Ryan Adams, Ben Espinoza, and Zane G. Good, awesome crew of channel members and regular listeners in here tonight. Looking forward to this one. And Chris Ludek is dropping in $5 for us. This WrestleMania has the first matches I've ever seen that had blood. I feel Bret Hart gave Piper his best WWE match for sure. Piper didn't have a lot of matches that, the in-ring match and battle felt, like you watched something really good or special. And this was one of those first ones. And I think what made it so special is the fact that Piper got pinned. And that's not something that, as a fan, I ever saw up until this point. It was completely foreign to me to see Piper get his shoulders pinned to the mat. 1, 2, 3. Not something that was common. So, yeah, it was interesting, too, because 1992 had, 2 mega babyface intercontinental title matches at SummerSlam and WrestleMania with Bret and Piper and then Bret and Bulldog. So, yeah, that was kind of the theme of 1992. Interesting year, interesting time, and I'm ready to start WrestleMania 8. So hopefully you guys have got your fingers on the trigger there and you're ready to rock. If you couldn't hear me, you would have told me, but let me do a quick sound check. All right, yeah, I look fine. I'm good. I'm clear, no blemishes. My hair is combed right on. Okay, we're looking good over there. All right, and Peacock, again, like I said, WrestleMania Season 8, Episode 1, 2 hours, 41 minutes, and 42 seconds is your runtime on this. And I am ready to go with my fingers. If you guys are y'all's fingers ready? I hope so, because it's about to be time. Here we go. Countdown from 3. Ready to rock? 3, 2, 1, play. Boom. Perfecto. That means perfect in Spanish. Those Vince intros aren't quite the same anymore, are they? By the way, cheers. Drinking a nice Stella, going old school. Like it's 2019 up in here. Said justice. Farewell match. I love the WrestleMania intro. Like this theme is my favorite WWE pay-per-view theme they've ever done. Shout out to Rose Sith, who does a cover of this that I use for my animated intro with the cats. And it's my favorite wrestling theme of all time. The Hoosier Dome. Look at Bobby. Bobby and Gorilla are at their best here. Double main event. What are you looking at? Yeah, the big centerfold they never even paid off. Talked about it every week on TV. Flair, he's got a big centerfold of Elizabeth. They had nothing hung up there. Hey, I think the new A&E shows start tonight. We might be going head-to-head with that, now that I think about it. That'll give me and Elizabeth some stuff to watch tomorrow. Here she comes. It's Aretha Franklin. Look at her. Oh, now I see Aretha Franklin. Aretha McIntyre. I almost said Aretha Franklin. Didn't we just see Reba McIntyre somewhere? Did she do something Super Bowl related? Wherever I've seen her recently, she looked really good. This is 32 years ago. Oh, Reba Franklin. Listen to me. That hairstyle when I lived in North Carolina, that was called Camaro hair or Trans Am hair. That poof in the front. I don't know why we're doing National Anthem and not America the Beautiful. I will say I like Reba doing it with no music, just her voice. That is pretty cool, but I thought America the Beautiful was our thing. Yeah, oh, say, can you, whatever. Yeah, I know. I will never not think that countries having theme songs isn't... I'll never not think that it's not weird. It's always just weird to me. I will never get choked up over a fucking theme song. Ever. Impossible. Unless maybe it's Lillian 2 days after 9/11. There are exceptions to that. Then maybe a little one might form, but otherwise... People's Choice Awards two-time winner, that Reba McEntire. And for those wondering, yes, she is Drew's sister. Who's come? Oh, this is Tito, the Matador. By the way, I saw somebody mentioned it in the chat. I don't know anything about whatever this gotta be BS rumor about Drew McIntyre missing Mania. I don't know anything about that. He looked pretty good at the end of the chamber the other night. Juliet had to restart the old computer, huh? I've been there. And what a bullfighter. I just... Look at there. Reba and Reba. Bobby thinks it's a sister. They don't look alike. I remember when they were doing the vignettes to transform Tito Santana into the Matador, and I'm like, what the fuck? It definitely reminded me of Akeem, of One Man Gang turning into Akeem. It's not a Reba. It's Reba. I love Gorilla when he would get so frustrated with Bobby. And this is super early Sean. Super early HBK. When was the barbershop? It might have been January. This is about as early HBK as you can get right here. And he's got Sherry with him now. Mike Witt, $2. Heard the report of Steph involved in Vince stuff. Unless there's something new, the brief little time I spent looking at wrestling news from my sources today, I didn't notice anything. But I do know that the Ashley Mazzaro's friend was doing some media last week and said something about that. But I'm not aware of anything new. Nothing that comes out is going to shock me, though. Especially as it relates to Vince's family. And how in the know they may or may not have been. If they tell me there was some big family orgy with all of them, I'd probably believe it. This is the weird... I don't know this referee's name. I'm pretty sure he refs Bret and Piper later. Little bowl cut on his head. I don't know who he is. Porn stash? Sherry, that turn to the camera. Oh. We got a Strike Force and a Rocker in there. Tito Santana, poor guy. Tito won. Tito Santana won. I'm going by memory here. He won the very first match in WrestleMania history. WrestleMania 1 opener, beat the Executioner, right? I'm pretty sure he lost every other WrestleMania match after that. I don't recall who Tito wrestled at WrestleMania 2. Oh, yes, I do. Oh, he might have won. It was him and JYD versus the Funks, right? I don't know. I don't remember the result of that. But I know he lost WrestleMania 3, WrestleMania 4, WrestleMania 5, WrestleMania 6, WrestleMania 7, and here WrestleMania 8. I don't think he was at 9. He might have worked at Dark. So I think he's 1 and 7 at WrestleMania, I think. We Are Pro Wrestling. How's my math on that? A lot of empty seats up there on that upper deck. We're going to have to check those turnstile numbers tomorrow to make sure they match up with whatever Snowman McMahon says on Twitter about it. And we're going to debate it for 6 days after. Nonstop. Because that's what's important. The haircut of that referee, it looks like, you know, like the hair that goes on top of a Lego character. I would have been perfectly fine with Tito getting, like, another run with the IC in, like, 91 or 90 or something. Maybe not as the Matador, but as a regular Tito Santana, for sure. Oh, the 900 number, guys. Get your parents' permission. I'm going to text my mom and ask her if it's cool if I call this 900 line. Oh, he's going to give it to us in just a short. Well, hurry up, Gorilla. We don't have all night. What did they do in the Hoosier Dome? Is that where the Indianapolis Colts played prior to Lucas Oil or wherever they play now? Or were they outdoor? I don't recall. Look at the WrestleMania 6 did the same thing. They have the outside of the ring elevated from the crowd, so the crowd's actually down a step, which is actually pretty cool. The ring should be higher up. Wow, Michael Cuomo, $2 from you to say my favorite WrestleMania match of all time is Savage and Flair. It's a great one. It's a classic. It's a classic. I don't know if I can put it at the tippity top of my list, but it's a classic, man. And again, I apologize for these incorrect Super Chat totals coming below you. They are missing one video. They are missing the Elimination Chamber Super Chats that did not get inputted. I'm sorry about that. That's my assistant's fault. She was supposed to do it. But she had like a photo shoot this morning, you know, for some, you know, bikini modeling thing on the beach or something, so she couldn't come into work. But I'm going to let her have it when I see her today. Keep those Super Chat totals up. There's an Ultimate Warrior sign in the crowd there. I wasn't that dialed in to behind-the-scenes news, so I don't know if at the time Warrior was rumored, or if maybe he was on insiders' radar. I don't know. Meltzer probably knew. Curious what the Observer was saying around these times. No, Mike Witt, no. I was, just the other night, I was watching the Ocean's movies and some clips, and I think it's the second one. Like, Catherine Zeta-Jones steals Brad Pitt's phone, and then, like, Eddie Izzard calls who he thinks is Brad Pitt. He's talking to Zeta-Jones, but he thinks it's Brad's assistant. And he's like, tell him that hiring a sexy female assistant is such a cliche, and then his female assistant walks in. That was what was in my head when I was making that extremely obscure reference that only I would understand about my YouTube assistant. I can't expect y'all to be inside my head. It's a weird place to be. I wish, like, Shawn was, you know, another year or two in to his career, and Tito was, like, 2 or 3 years earlier, and those two are colliding. Like, give me, like, 88 Tito and, like, 94 Shawn. 95 Shawn. 95 Shawn and, like, 86 Tito. That would be an amazing match. Okay, thanks, Michael. So, yeah, that is where the Colts played. I figured. I mean, what else would you need a dome like that for? I mean, it's the Hoosier Dome, but I'm pretty sure the Indiana Hoosiers always played outside. The football team, anyway. Oh, okay. Yeah, so Tito did lose at 2. I couldn't remember the match with the Funks there. And then he beat Papa Shango at WrestleMania 9 in a dark match. That match is on YouTube. I've seen it. That's right. I knew I had the dark match thing right. I don't know why I thought it was like Kamala or something. But yeah, Shango was who it was. One year later, Sherry would be a babyface, right? That whole thing with Luna. Come on, Tito Santana. I'm rooting for you. Tito Santana was always one of my just favorites. Always just loved him. Him and Rick Martel, both. I just had like a ton of respect for both of them, even as kids and an adult. As an adult. Yeah, thank you for that $2 earlier there, Mike, explaining to me the RCA Arena. By the way, I don't know if you can see it behind me right here. We do have the WrestleMania 8 VHS. It's in okay shape. It's not great, but these... A few years they came out with these big VHS boxes, and I didn't like them. I like the smaller ones better, because you would have this, like, spacer in there, and it just, like... It's extra hollow space that just leaves the door open for damage and wear and tear. But this looks like... ooh, check this out. I've never even looked at this before. Wow. It's a Video Max rental from Marshall, Michigan. Where the hell is Marshall, Michigan? Cool. These are all old eBay scores from years ago. I hardly ever look at these. Cool. Anyway, there you go. WrestleMania 8. Sherry. Pan Am. There, he's going for his teardropper. Nope. Tito fought out of it. No super kick yet back in these days. Nice. Come on, Tito. Let me see. Who's Sean wrestled at Mania? Bossman, Akeem, Sato, Tanaka, Barbarian, Haku, Tito, Tatanka, Razor, Diesel, Bret, Austin, Jericho, Flair, Taker. Do I have it right? That's all Sean's Mania opponents. Nice knee lift. Oh, into the buckle. I cannot tell you the last time I went and watched the opening match of WrestleMania 8. Tito's doing a good job there. I don't know where my Tito is. Wow. What was that? Was that his flying forearm, but like to the back of the head? Was that his finisher? Gorilla called it something. The giant trusses are crazy. Those columns there. Oh, buckled. One to nothing. That referee's hair is hilarious. I feel like you just take it right off his head. Oh, Vince. I forgot about Vince. Oh, yeah, and I forgot about Angle. And I forgot about Benoit. I forgot about everybody. And I forgot Cena. I forgot a bunch. Get out of Sean's way. Yeah, for some reason I just forgot to mention WrestleMania 20, 21, 22. I just like, and 23. I just skipped those. Oh, check out that lady next to the one in the blue polka dotted one. She was the girl that was crying in the crowd at WrestleMania 7 when Savage and Elizabeth reunited. They probably invited her back and paid for her seat. Yeah, Sean, there's worse gigs to be than being a boy toy for Sherry. That's an okay job. I remember this was crazy. LOD had just lost the titles, which blew my mind. And look who's with him. I mean, that's pretty incredible that there's a manager on TV right now managing a current team in wrestling that is also managing a team here 32 years ago. Everybody here is dead except for Paul Ellering. Bobby knows who he is. He's got his New York Times or Wall Street Journal, whatever he read. This was one of the biggest flops WWE's ever had. And then they took this act and Vince made them cartoony, adding Rocco. Rocco isn't here yet, but he'd come in. This is like Ellering's return. I really wish they could have had another run with the titles here and had Ellering with them and without the ventriloquist act. I loved him with the gold spikes, the gold shoulder pads. Those were awesome. I mean, they took a full year of being in the company to even win the titles. And they only held him for a few months. I didn't mind LOD, WWE, and LOD and WWE in like 91. Their song was good, and they kind of elevated their presentation to look like real, like kind of comic book characters. But it just wasn't, they never were built as like a dynasty team there in that company, and that's just ridiculous. And then even this, like on paper, looks pretty promising. Scary Hudging.
Yeah. Scarier now. Look who's driving the train. You know, the missing piece of the puzzle is complete. The last link of the chain.
This could have been fine, you know, had they maybe not added the dummy.
You know in your hearts where your heart plays when it comes to tag teams, and our hearts play with you. That's what
Yeah, I don't know how old Paul Ellering here is, or how old he is now. But Ellering wasn't that old here. You know, he was a manager because he retired from the ring. I think he had an injury or something. He couldn't wrestle, but he had a hell of a physique and was a good wrestler in his day. So he was probably still relatively young here, youngish. 30s, I suppose. Nah, he might be 40 in that. Either way. Yeah, that's WWE for you. The red shoulder pads is because WWE was bright and colorful, you know, and NWA was dark and dimly lit and, you know, a little bit less shiny, you know.
That are going to propel us back to the tag team titles that rightfully belong to the LOD.
I'm just bummed that the LOD didn't have a match at WrestleMania, or they would have dropped the titles earlier, reintroduced Paul Ellering prior to WrestleMania, and then won the titles back here. That would have put all three titles changing hands on the same show, which was pretty rare for those times. WWE didn't often do that. But I feel like that would have been a better... Like, I was reading Robert's comment about how wasted was Hawk on this day. I don't really think being in the LOD really wasted him. I think you mean, like, on this day, having an LOD match and Hawk in the ring at WrestleMania 8 would have been pretty fucking cool. It was their top tag team. So the fact that they just weren't there at all just to introduce Paul Ellering, I don't know. I would have preferred that before Mania and a match here, winning the titles back. But thank you, Juliet. A&E Biography, Randy Orton, and Rivals, Triple H and Rock. So that is on tonight, and I think we are going head-to-head right now with the Randy Orton's bio. We're probably putting a hurting on A&E's rating. Jake's here.
President Jack Tunney would not sanction such a move. I also know he did not approve of your recent actions during your visit to the funeral parlor.
He just doesn't know how to have fun. That's all it was a little fun in my own way to think.
This is it for Jake in WWE. For 4 years.
Always win. The smartest man, the coldest man. Watch this, brother. Ooh, short ride, bad landing.
Short ride, bad landing.
The trap was set, the trap was sprung, and I got just what I want. Look at it.
I remember being a little creeped out by this as a kid. I mean, I was 14, but
Yeah, I can enjoy the things that I want to in life. And yes,
I'm looking at Taker's hand, and he's kind of not. I was like, maybe he is a demon. They did creepy shit with the casket. They locked the Warrior in there, and then he was like all passed out in there when they opened it up. I'm like, it was dark and morbid stuff.
For you, the DDT's where it lays, big man. So what are you gonna do when I hook it and get what I want from you?
Jake Roberts, it looked as though you hit the Undertaker with everything you had, but he just kept coming.
Simple foreplay. When the time comes, I will hook the head and I will drive him through the mat. I will put the final nail in your own coffin. Trust me.
Jake. Now, the story is he held up Vince for a release here. He'd go out and do the job gladly for Taker, but he wanted to be released, and I guess that was it. He would go to WCW a few months later. Wouldn't last long there. I think that was during the Bill Watts era. He doesn't even have a snake with him. He's just out there. And this was kind of interesting, too. This is like a slowed down heel version of his original theme. Kind of like how they did with Austin's later on, like years later when he turned heel. Oh, LAD 2000 was horrible, Mike Witt. That's true, they were. I owe Chris an answer, too. Thanks for the $5 earlier, dude. I've always said if they stuck with the original lineup and had Savage face Snake and Sid face Taker, Sid would have won and the streak wouldn't start. Yeah, you're probably right about that. But then they turned Undertaker face. A lot changed. It looked like it was going to be Hogan and Flair, you know, and then it turned out to be Savage and Flair. Taker's now babyface, which is crazy. Jake's leaving. They could have blown off Savage and Jake here. Up, comments for me, got a commercial. That's what the timer's for. I don't do ads. I hate commercials and ads. Yeah, it still blows my mind how you don't do Hogan and Flair at WrestleMania 8. I don't even, at WrestleMania, period. I don't care what you saw from them in, like, house show outings that made them say, oh, we can't put that match at WrestleMania. What the fuck? Yes, you could. You did Hogan and Warrior. Just get Pat Patterson in the ring with those guys for about 15 minutes. They'll plan something perfect. Man, more Camaro hair. Look, let's see how many Trans Am hairs we can spot in this Indiana crowd in 1992. Oh, I just missed Bobby's classic line of him being Indiana's favorite Bobby.
Nobody wants to make the mistake in this one, but the lights could go out in a hurry. The Snake obviously with the edge with speed until he quit this.
Taker was still so non-human. Didn't react to anything. Just slowly walked.
To go back to the cemetery. Uppercut, another.
Yeah, we are pro wrestling. This is Plan C. He was originally set to face Warrior, and then Warrior left. And then Savage, and then they changed plans, and now Undertaker. And now he'd leave. And show up in WCW, attack Sting or something.
Other right hand finds him under the jaw, and there it is, another right hand, 360 over the top, but right on his feet. Somebody's gonna get hurt. I told you. I don't think you can hurt the Undertaker.
Not in 92, it was still tough to hurt The Undertaker.
Death never takes a holiday. What? Stop.
Death never takes a holiday. Good knee lift there by Jake, though.
I feel like I got 2 million veins. I'm in trouble. Irish whip by the Snake.
Ooh.
Hard into the corner goes the Undertaker, but it didn't phase him. Another right hand finds the mark, but not enough to put the big guy down. You can't. He's not human. You can't hurt
It's crazy how somebody mentioned Jake's tights resembling something Rick Rude would do. That is true. He's got that airbrush job on him.
on the receiving end. The only guy I know takes a holiday is 1313 Mockingbird Lane, where the monsters live. That may be Lurch.
That may be Lurch. It might be.
The strength coming from the urn.
Oh.
He's in that urn. You're the guy that's supposed to find that out. You're supposed to find broadcast journalist.
Broadcast. Gorilla would always throw that broadcast journalist shit in Bobby's face.
I don't want to open up that.
What's in that urn? They're always like, what's in the urn? I'm like, well, it's an urn, so use your imagination. What do you normally put in an urn? That's probably what's in there. Or a really, really bright light. I use the Bobby Heenan line there at work sometimes with our, we usually will brew just one urn of iced tea a day. And so if I ever happen to do it, I've told people I brewed the tea the old-fashioned way. I earned it. Never gets a laugh. Nobody understands.
2, 3, 4, 5. What are you counting? I'm showing you. The referee could have broke the hold. He's intimidated by this monster. Why don't you go down there and referee? I'm needed here.
Bobby Heenan's shitting on the referee abilities of Gorilla Monsoon's son. So Gorilla says, why don't you go down there and referee? And Bobby says, I'm needed here.
Not now.
Shout out to Vlad in the front row there. I can see him right behind Paul Bear.
I don't think the Undertaker ever had fun.
Mike Witt, appreciate the $2. Was Tito named after Tito Santana? No, he was not. Tito's real name is Reggie. I just don't call him Reggie. I call him Tito. When I first got him years ago, I had cleaning ladies that would come and clean the house once a month or so. And I had gotten Tito, and I needed to keep him isolated in a bathroom for like 2 weeks to get him, because he was just a tiny, tiny kitten. So I put on the door, like, El Gatito Baño, like, don't go in there to clean for the ladies. And then my ex at the time just kept calling him Gatito, Gatito, and then I kind of adopted it and thought that Tito sounded good. And then I started calling him Tito, Tito. And it just morphed from that. So his name is now Tito, and it suits him. It fits him better anyway, so. When I got him and needed to, like, get his shit done, you needed to give him a name just for, like, the vet so they can put stuff on his paperwork. So I was like, Reggie. And then I realized that Reggie sucked. No offense to the Reggies out there. As Undertaker easily gets up from one DDT. Jake eventually hits a good one. This might be the one coming here. It's awesome. Let's see. This might be it. Nope, he's going to go for the short arm first. Undertaker sits up. There's one really good DDT that he hits Taker with here. It might be this one. This is it. Oh. Oh. Even Bobby Heenan goes, he got him good on that one. I mean, he planted him. 2 did-its. Nobody can get up from 2 did-its.
I rest my case, or rest in peace. But this is not your average individual. Look at this, he's going after Paul. Jake wasted time here. Going outside the ring, looking at the Undertaker. He shot up again.
Oh, and he's got Paul Bear. Now, this is not so good. Here's the tombstone here on the floor. There was at least that much space. It's the very same tombstone that he gave to Hulk Hogan on the chair at Survivor Series 91. Hogan's head was a mile and a half away from the chair. I like how Jake kind of did the convulsing. There it is. Awesome. I remember that so vividly. That entire, like, last 10 seconds there, just that camera shot of Paul Bear holding the urn, and just that definitive 1, 2, 3. Jake put down hard, and then Bobby's like, I've never seen him just destroyed that easily before. Like, I just remember as a 14-year-old being like, this Undertaker guy's the real deal. Nobody just beats Jake like that. I mean, I was already scared shitless of him for the past year anyway, but... He was no joke. All right, we're going to Mean Gene. Oh, my favorite interview, like, of all time. Here's our thumbnail, guys.
The first time these two men are meeting for the World Wrestling Federation Intercontinental title. Champion Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
His opponent, a former IC champion himself, #1 contender, Bret the Hitman Hart. Gentlemen, we have arrived.
We have arrived. You know, I gotta say, first of all, man, I gotta tell you how much I love your family. I gotta tell you how much I love your mom. I know this guy since he's been knee-high to a grasshopper. I remember when they were changing your body bags. I remember even when, of course, you were body drained till he was coming, but everybody's got their fun. I remember tying bows in our shoes when we were kids. Of course, your shoes were always tied together.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Mrs. Hart used to come down here. She'd make them sandwiches. Go on that bologna. Only one piece of bologna, but I didn't matter. I was hungry. This is nice. Just trying to have a nice conversation. Nice contest. You want your bell. Oh, I had it wrong.
Look, all I care about is one thing. I want to win back the Intercontinental belt. You got it. I'm going to take it.
You keep your hands to yourself. Let me help you out a little bit, buddy. We can settle our...
Piper's got his hand in there. You knew he was doing something.
I knew it here when I could have 1,000,000 people watch me rip your head off.
No, you wouldn't have.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
This should be a classic, ladies and gentlemen.
Not today.
Let's get back to ringside.
She be mine. I love that interview. That's right up there with the Bret and Perfect one in like King of the Ring, but that's like my all-time favorite. You have to put yourself in a 14-year-old's shoes. Watching that live on pay-per-view was crazy to me. I'm like, first of all, this match is a match we just never seen, so that it's already unique in that respect. They're also both baby faces. They're acknowledging the history and the friendship between the two, even though you never got any previous acknowledgement of that history on TV up until now. The interview they did leading up to this on TV, where they both, it was like the podium or platform interviews with like Mean Gene, and they both like sat on the edge, like two little kids like sitting on the curb talking, you know, and how Piper didn't want to fight him and all that. That was just all so cool to me. And plus, by this point, I was already full-blown crazy Taylor Swift level fangirl of Bret Hart, and my fandom wasn't going to be able to be contained by that point. So I was already rock hard for the guy. And then this happens, and I knew he was going to win the belt here. Even though Piper never been beaten, even though I've never seen Piper be beaten, you could feel it back in those days. Sometimes you get to sniff shit out, and I had a feeling that Bret was going to be winning the title here. I love this match so much. Top tier childhood wrestling memory is this match right here. And I say childhood, I was a teenager, but still a child. My favorite Roddy Piper theme of all time is this one, his WWE theme that he used here. Not the WCW one and the WWE theme that he would use after, but this one. That's the best one. Bret wearing the whole pink singlet. He wore that when he beat Kevin Nash at Survivor Series. All right, we got Lego Hair Man as the referee for this.
Have they ever met before in a ring? I don't know that. You don't know a lot of things for a broadcast journalist.
You don't know a lot of things for a broadcast journalist. Yes, Mike, I did watch this pay-per-view live, and I discussed it with friends the next day at the lunch table. And I remember talking about this match. People were asking me who won.
No one lost here.
Are they saying anything? No, they're just staring at each other.
Just looking.
Two ugly people looking at each other. That's fun.
The Four Horsemen, that big sign back there is awesome.
Hot Rod, of course, did tremendously well in the
Yeah, Daniel, this jacket is. I watched that episode where they looked for this.
Golden gloves, that's amateur punk stuff.
amateur punk stuff.
You don't get paid for that, do you?
No.
It's amateur punk stuff.
Only thing's important, Monsoon, is the gold, the money, the green,
That's the only thing that's important to you. There are other
the
factors
cash,
in
the
life.
simoleons, the lettuce,
The lettuce.
the Missoula, you know,
Yeah, I know.
Nice arm drag there by Pipes.
the legal tender. See, you saw an arm drag. That was a wrestling move.
I want to go back to these days.
You were Piper. How would you take it to Bret Hart?
I had the coolest bedroom.
Right at him.
I had a loft over the garage.
No other way to go than head on.
Let's say you were
Little
Bret Hart.
19-inch Magnavox TV.
I'd use my speed,
VCR.
my agility to quick.
Sega Genesis.
I'd use some wrestling maneuver.
What else did you need?
How would you?
Nice.
What would you do if you were to hit me?
Well, I'd have my agent buy it for me.
Oh,
And if that didn't work, I'd waffle him out back with a tire iron. I'd get it some way. Any way I could. Doesn't matter as long as you get it.
Look at Piper wrestling.
nice single leg
Bret.
down and go behind by Hot Rod.
Good ride. He stayed with him.
Oh, look at that leverage move by the hitman. And Piper's hot.
Piper's pissed.
He's upset.
Just a leverage move.
Oh, here we go.
He-
Here we go.
See, I don't think he spit at Bret. I think that was a piece of gum.
Well, he lost it.
I mean, he still spit, but it's not like he spit in his face. He just spit his gum at Bret. It bounced off Bret's delicious peck and fell to the ground. I don't see what's so wrong with that. Just offering him some gum.
I remember when I was champion, Monsoon.
Champion of what?
My neighborhood. Had the prettiest date in the whole block that month. Oh, you should have seen her.
We'll test his strength here.
What I had was in your teeth.
Pretty gold, my teeth. They have Japanese.
It's hard. It's like you enjoy Bobby and Gorilla's banter.
As well as balance.
It's somehow not taking away from the match.
Much at stake here. Nobody wants a big
That's nice.
nice arm wringer by Roddy, and a reverse.
And Bret's gonna start punching on. Nope, I thought he was gonna start punching on the shoulder. Oh, there he goes.
Absolutely not.
We agreed on something.
Uh-oh, we're in trouble.
Getting out of here.
Knife edgers. Bret's not letting go.
Worldwide, a real global attraction. That's where WrestleMania is headed.
I kind of wish this spot was called here
Yes, indeed.
because they're talking about WWE's global tour, and Bret's
Just the name of
tenacity
the United
on the arm wringer is awesome. Like, look. Piper's like, what the fuck, dude? Let go. Oh, they've edited this. Oh,
I'll be in Sheffield, England in a couple weeks.
You will.
I will.
for some reason they edited out Gorilla listing all those cities
Technically, yeah. Oh, it's
Yes, I do. Why?
while Bret took Piper down, refusing to let go.
Unfortunately, neither man has showed any dominance yet.
But they've spent a lot of energy in the short time they've been in there.
Nice duck underneath by the hitman.
Oh.
A beauty. It found the mark, but look at this. I think the hitman hurt his shoulder.
He did. That was an awesome drop kick, and Bret came up gimpy on the shoulder.
He may have dislocated his clavicle.
Or he's gold bricking. He is.
Nice. Bret would always do that. Oh, and that was a straight slap. Now it's on. This would be a good shoot fight, to be honest. Bret and Piper always loved each other, though, but
Here we go.
huh. I feel like Piper was trying to go for that shoe spot here, and it wasn't time. And Bret, like, shook it off. There they go. Oof. That would have been a little better if that was a little bit smooth on going over the top. They kind of stalled there. And it looked like Piper might have been jumping the gun on the blade spot that's coming up, where Bret blades. And he tells the story as like him and Piper got away with it because he's so good at blading and hiding it. And you can clearly see him doing it here in a few minutes. Now Piper's going to let Bret in. Holding the ropes open for Bret.
Well, maybe he's thinking about, I shouldn't have spat at this guy. You know, this shows sportsmanship.
There it is. Boom. And that blade was in Bret's hand the whole time. And he suckered Bret in. Hit him with a short punch. Bret has now bladed.
You can bet right now both guys will pull out all the stops. You know, that shows sportsmanship. That enthusiasm they have and that respect for each other makes me sick.
It was always kind of hard whenever Bret would bleed. It was always tough to see it because he had so much like dark hair that it kind of covered it. Ooh. Big bulldog. Oh yeah, Bret's busted bad. Yeah, they're just watching on little monitors, Gorilla and Bobby, so they probably can't tell.
He certainly is. That crimson is all over the face of the hitman. That was from one of those short punches. I thought it was from the bulldog.
Ooh. Oh, what a knee lift. That's so good. No, Bobby's right, Gorilla. It's the short punch that did it, not the bulldog. That was an awesome knee lift.
I had my money on Piper all the time. You never said
He had his money on Piper all the time.
talking to somebody else. Things are certainly going Hot Rod's way right now as he continues.
You know that guy that sometimes is in the front, he was in the front row for King of the Ring 93 when Hogan lost the belt, the guy that dresses like Hogan? Piper has one of these guys. He's about 3 or 4 rows back there. Ooh. And he's standing up. He's got like a Piper jacket on or something. He's got the camera right behind the referee right now. Look at Piper going to work. Love it. Bret kicking out. Well, I'm glad they did this match and not Piper and Mountie or something. Bobby is just going crazy. Boom. Oh. Wow. That was a Tito Santana forearm there, right to Piper. Oh. I feel like that should be a pin or something. Well, Bret's shoulder's barely, not even down. Yeah, I don't know. You could technically count this and count both guys out. I don't know what the rule is on that. I ain't got the rule book nearby. Piper going to the top rope. I mean, this is pretty dumb, even for Piper. Bret's right, up, crotched. Oh, that's an interesting way to bring him in, too. Just drop him. Oh. Bret's going to work. There's the inverter. Perfect vertical coming up. Ugh. Suplex smooth as shit. Piper twitches as he takes it, but it still looked good. Russian leggy. Oh yeah, neck breaker. I forgot. Gorilla thinks it's a neck breaker. Oh, Bret's busted. Oh man. Crisp as fuck backbreaker. Bret's going for the Sharpie. Here, use a Sharpie. No. Nice. Nice block. I'd never seen anybody do that yet. Ooh, and Bret just hits him with that elbow. He was so good at that. That front elbow. The one that he normally delivers here from the second rope. Oh. Oh. Just even Bobby like acknowledging like how good this is. Sometimes these matches just catch you off guard. Bret and Austin was like that too, and at WrestleMania 13, you're like, holy shit, that was 10 times better than I thought it was going to be. Oh, and it was a unique first-time match on top of it, and you got blood, titles on the line. Oh, and there goes, he looks like his name's Rusty. Oh, Bret's out, referee goes down. Face first to the steps. Piper's taking advantage of the ref bump here to do some more damage to an already bloodied Bret. Boy, man, Intercontinental title matches and the bell was a theme in early WrestleManias. Savage and Steamboat vibes here. Roddy coming in with the bell. That's Mark Eaton's job, Heenan. Like, I don't know why this would be outside of Piper's moral code, all the shit he's done. He's sitting here thinking about it. Why do you even have to think about this? This Piper's a baby. Yeah, don't boo Piper in 92. It's babyface Piper. What the hell? Use the bell. Give it to me, I'll hit him. And he won't do it. Ooh, Bret swings wildly, a sleeper. I loved this finish. It's just so good. Pushes back, lands perfectly. One. And I loved that the slow count worked for that. The fact the referee was kind of injured, that slow, dramatic 1, 2, 3 as Piper gets beat for the first time. The crowd kind of reacting to it. Oh. I love hearing that. Oh, I was so happy. I was so happy. Piper gives it to him. Respect. Hey, we fought. You beat me. Here's your belt. I hope your mom will still make me a sandwich. Just with one piece of bologna, that's fine. Helen can be skimpy with the bologna. She's earned it. I just hope I still get a bologna sandwich. Bret's looking back at Piper. He's like, don't you hate those fucking snaps? He's trying to put the belt on him. Bret would beat Stone Cold Steve Austin with that same move at the Survivor Series in 96. What a match. What a match is right. Piper's asking for a towel. Oh, yeah.
the newest edition of the World Bodybuilding Federation and the next.
Look at Lex in Atlanta.
The total package, Lex Luger. Lex, it's an extreme pleasure to have you here with us this afternoon. Be quiet while he talks.
No, Bobby, not only is it your
Look at him.
but it's everybody's pleasure worldwide.
Lex Luger was coming in and Hulk Hogan was going out.
Right now. My hat's off to you.
They found some loophole here where he could sign with the WBF,
That you're putting forth in the broadcast
even though he was, I guess, still under contract at NWA or WCW or something. I forgot what the story was.
Can't say the same for the fat guy sitting next to you, but as far as you go, Bobby, incredible. Speaking of incredible, only you, Bobby, can pull this off to have live and in living color for the first time from my very own home, the total package Lex Luger, because I know what a thrill it must be.
So he's the total package here, but like a year later, Heenan, or 10 months later, Heenan would bring him in as Narcissus
Can they match up or can't they?
at the Rumble in '93.
Well, you know, Bobby, last year, the inaugural WBF show, they advertised
The
us
WBF
as
show.
bodies on the planet Earth. But you know
Steroid
what's
convention.
The greatest body on the planet Earth, everybody knows, unless they've been locked up in Siberia with no access to television.
Locked up in Siberia. Why would I be locked up in Siberia?
The most genetically gifted,
Why would that even be something that would be possible?
perfect human being on the face of this earth is Lex Luger. So how can you have a best body on the planet Earth contest without Lex Luger being there? Yeah, there's some well-built guys. You got your Gary Stridhams, your Mike Christians, your Eddie Robinsons.
Your Gary Stridhams. I don't know who any of these people are. Gary Stridham won the first one, but I don't know who those other fuckers are.
Comparing Lex Luger to anybody else is like apples and oranges. I am just head and shoulders above the rest.
You found somebody more conceited than you are. Thank you. Hey,
Thank you, Bobby says.
this is a special event. Give us a look at the body. Give us a peek.
Oh, give us a peek. Just give us a peek. Heenan would cream himself at the Rumble when he'd unveil Narcissus. Oh my God, more. Show more of the legs. Oh God. Like, chill, bro.
Been about a week and a half. Most of the other competitors trained for years to hope to look like this, but I'd say just a few days off the Snickers bars, as you can possibly see.
Yeah, I mean, that's,
Lex Luger has it all.
I mean, we all pretty much look like that.
Shoulders.
I mean, I got a little bit better of a physique than Lex, but not, we're pretty equal. And I'm sure it's the same with you guys. We all look like that. That's just standard.
Also training, but nutrition is also very important.
That's cheeseburgers and Parmesan cheese and Coke. I mean, Sprite.
That's class.
Oh, look at her.
Hey,
Hey, you're stealing Kurt Angle's gimmick.
you pal.
Look at her. She's got Trans Am hair. You always got to watch out for that Trans Am hair. It's everywhere.
See you June 13th.
That body's for you.
Mhm. Haha, look how happy Bobby Heenan is.
About judging broadcast talent. Earlier on, we had a chance to talk to some of the broadcast
Look at them. Look at those two together.
man coming up.
I hope they're watching us right now.
Hey guys, I was talking to a local police the other day, and he told me, what a better place than Indianapolis to serve hard.
Oh my God, this is like so much horrible obnoxiousness at once. Oh no. Oh, we got a Rougeau, a Quebecer, a Demolition, and the Nasty Boys. Steam Room. I forgot who they're even wrestling. Duggan, maybe? Slaughter? Oh, here we go. Yeah, Duggan, Slaughter, Virgil, and Boss Man. Love it. What a mess. Hey, at least these guys can agree on who the captain is, because if they couldn't, this match would get scrapped from the pay-per-view. My review of that show is coming up on March 20th. Everybody's got to get their 2 seconds of shit in. Jeff McMahon, who did the mask better, Virgil or Trish? Well, in terms of who's hotter, Virgil or Trish, again, it's a tie. But I might give the slight nod to Trish.
To introduce our next contest, our special guest ring announcer, the star and host of TV's...
Oh, yeah, Ray Combs. He had a gnarly end.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to be here at WrestleMania. You know, feuds are my business. And today, I have the privilege to introduce a match that will pit 8
Yeah, last year, Slaughter was in the main event.
wrestlers against each other.
Now he's in an 8-man.
A 4.
Go take a piss match.
No survey that can tell who will win. Who will be called good, who will be
Who
called
does Family Feud now?
now introduce
Jeff Harvey?
our teams. In our first team, I will introduce, even though I cannot survey who you think win, I did go to the
Yeah, wrestlers were on
and I asked
Family Feud all the time. I used to remember Ray seeing that.
survey of the words to describe each opponent here today.
Jim Ross is on there from WCW.
We have a man, the survey said, the Mountie. A man who doesn't.
The Mountie.
A man who doesn't know the meaning of the word fear. They said there's a lot of words he does not know the meaning of. It's only in the survey.
Oh my God, he's going to do one-line G-rated comedy here.
As a law enforcement officer, he does the work of 3 men. Curly, Larry, and Moe. The survey said. And joining him,
Now the heels have to pretend to be offended by this when they could just murder Ray Combs if they wanted to.
said that no one can call him two-faced because if he was, he would darn sure be wearing the other one right now.
Hey, I kind of think Barry Darso is a handsome feller. I don't know what Ray Combs is talking about.
The survey said apparently they knew his childhood. He was an unwanted child. His parents were disappointed when they first saw him. They were hoping for a boy. That's what the survey said. And last but not least, of our first team, final 2 making the 4.
This made WrestleMania, huh?
Nasty Boys, ladies and gentlemen. The Nasty Boys. Our survey of 100 people said we have 2 men sharing 1 brain. That's what the survey said.
2 men sharing 1 brain. I'm not even sure if a full brain.
About the Nasty Boys, when it comes to their success in wrestling, there's just one word that you can wrap it up in, and that is lucky.
And now he's got to bail out. All right, we got ourselves a little 8-man battle royal. Oh, check out this tandem move. Oh, man, boss man, you fucked that up, dude. There, now they're going to try to do it again. Come on. Take them all down. Clothesline City.
Speaking of Ray Combs, on the 11th of May, the whole week, myself, Sensational Sherry, Jimmy Hart, the Mountie, and Knobs of the Nasty Boys are going to be on Family Feud for a whole week, and we're going to play against the superstars of the world bodybuilding.
Oh, that's so stupid. They should have had a WWF and WCW. If they were both appearing on the show, the fact that they couldn't get them on opposite sides, Vince probably didn't want to run the risk of losing to them. It would have to be worked so they'd win.
Just a minute, what is that? What is that? My director's telling me. Well, I have a special announcement to make. Shawn Michaels has left the building.
Oh, thank you for that, Bobby. Did you guys get that? Bobby just said Shawn Michaels has left the building. I'm going to write that down. Shawn Michaels has left the building, and the time is 6:17 on Sunday, February 25th, 2024. Shawn Michaels has left the building, and I'm going to put the second one in all capitals. That way I make sure I see it. Okay, good. Do you want me to pause it so you guys can write down your notes? I will if you need. Let me know. That's what's great about Bobby Heenan back in those days is when Shawn would leave the building, he'd let you know. Otherwise, it would be really tough to keep track of that because it was top priority for me.
As we look over the shoulder of that little runt, Jimmy Hart. Talking about Ray Combs, talking about Jimmy Hart.
Sags, he's losing his gear there. He's starting to look like AWA Sags. Mike Witt, always with the tough questions. Would I rather take the pit stop or the stink face? For $2? I don't know. Pit stop or stink face?
We have seen the Intercontinental title change hands, and the champion, Bret the Hitman Hart. What a battle that was. 2 more.
This is going to sound crazy, but I think I'm going to go with stink face.
Oh, look at this.
I think I risk pink eye. I do, and I fully accept that risk. But I think I can be somewhat protected by the mountain of cellulite to somehow shield me from my nose, mouth, or eyes touching actual butthole. Where with these disgusting fuckers, my face would go right into their hairy pits. And I hate sweaty people and I hate stinky people. Or I shouldn't say I hate them. I'm not attracted to them, I should say. I just am grossed out by them. And I think I would barf. And I think it would be more unpleasant. It would stay on my face. So I think I'm going to go with the odds. And I think even though the stink face could go horribly wrong, and I could regret that decision, it will be 100% unpleasant if I do the pit stop. So I've thought a lot about this, as you can tell. And I think at the end of the day, I'm gonna stick with my choice. Stink face. Stink face it is.
Waiting with great anticipation for that big double main event. Still to come.
Michael Kumo, thank you for the $5. Wasn't it frowned upon that someone left the building before the end of the event? Yes, it is, and that's not allowed really in wrestling circles, but Shawn Michaels is a special talent, and the locker room and roster pretty much understood that he wouldn't want to be around peasants like them the whole time, so he'd get the F out of there so him and Sherry could hit the town. Didn't really get him any heat.
Just made the point to. Still wearing that
It's just a matter of respect.
broken nose suffered at the hands of Sid and St. Justice. Oh, everybody had
You know, when Shawn came in, Andre the Giant immediately got out of the way and allowed him to be the locker room leader. And Andre dared not test Shawn. He knew better.
Again, that's not fair to the spot at all. I'm going to have you removed.
Oh my God. All right, while this 8-man is going on, I'm going to say goodbye to Elizabeth real quick, so I'll be right back.
Sonic suplex by Rico. Whoa. Danny Davis in a whole lot of trouble in this one. Kind of mayhem out there, Brain. It's an 8-man tag. How's the one-man control it? First thing I would do is I'd rip that ugly mask right off that ugly face and break that ugly nose one more ugly time. Show people how ugly he is. What a sadistic individual you are. You know why he's chanting USA? That's a prover that Indiana is a foreign country. Let him stop. Once again, quick tags. As the alarm
All right, I am back. Sorry for that delay. Thank you for that. Luckily, I haven't missed anything yet. Oh, they're all in the ring now. I don't recall what the finish is here. I mean, I'm pretty sure the baby faces win, but I don't know.
looks like the end of the month then in Bloomingdale. A mini battle royal is what this 8-man is turned into. I don't know who's the legal guy in the ring. Danny Davis, the referee. Who is? He's the legal guy. I believe the Mountie and Virgil.
Oh, did Sags have something? Yeah, he did. Oh, Virgil's going to get the pin. It doesn't matter. There's Vlad. Virgil's theme.
Another tremendous win here in this 8-man. Boss man playing an integral part in this one. The action just keeps getting hotter and hotter. Right now, let's take it to Sean Mooney.
Oh, man, I missed a super chat earlier. I'm going to answer that in 1 second. Wrestling with the Devil, A. Lee Cole, 111 Podcast. I owe you a very generous and gracious thank you. And I will in a minute.
On the big screen in the Hoosier Dome, so everybody can see what she looks like. We've had it all taken care of. We took out all the flaws. She's as close to.
We took out all the flaws. So this is the centerfold of Elizabeth.
This is the real deal. Ladies and gentlemen, it's WrestleMania 8. It's Indianapolis, Indiana. It's bright lights. It's the big cities. It's long limousines. It's women lined up for a block to take a shot at the champ and Mr. Perfect. But most of all, it's Randy Savage's attempt to walk the aisle.
To walk the aisle.
The honor of his lady and to try and capture the most coveted trophy of them all, the World Wrestling Federation Championship. Randy, after taking the worst beating of your life, keep this in mind when you're flat on your back. Look up to the big screen, because Mr. Perfect will be waving the fold-out of Liz and Pal. She's all the way live, and then Liz, the top of
They did this hilarious photo shoot in the WWE magazine leading up to this, where it was Flair and Savage taking photos with Elizabeth, but they made it sound like Flair took photos of Savage and Elizabeth and doctored them and like photoshopped himself into it. But that type of Photoshop technology did not exist back then. I'm convinced. It was so stupid. And it was just a heel ploy to get into the head of Macho Man, obviously, but still.
his wife, the lovely Elizabeth. Or it could be that he is totally consumed with the thought, the notion that that alleged centerfold is going to be going up on the big screen here at the Hoosier Dome this afternoon, courtesy of Ric Flair. Whatever the case, leading up,
Macho Man won't even come out and talk. He is pissed off.
in World Wrestling Federation history. With that in mind, let's get out to ringside.
All right, here we go. I want to... This is what it's all about. Wrestling with the Devil podcast. Thank you so much for that $10 earlier. I forgot to mention that. It was during the Bret Hart match. You're enjoying the channel. Thank you so much. Very, very much thank you for being here. And that's your 5th super on a live stream. Right on. Sorry I missed that earlier.
It's for the World Wrestling Federation Championship. Scheduled for 1 fall.
No.
Look at that rope.
They're editing this? Oh, no. What is going on with this theme? Now it's right. Look at that Trans Am poof. That's a good one right there. Holy shit. What are they doing to the theme, guys? They're peacocking the fuck out of this. It's almost like it's a mashup of his theme and his WWE theme from '92. And they added the woo at the beginning, which it didn't have back then. Ugh, I hate network edits. This is terrible. I like the original. Yeah, Ray, this is a combination of both of his themes. You could hear kind of both of them. I thought I had 2 windows pulled up or something. And I'm like, why am I hearing both songs? But you can hear his 92 version kind of in the background there. This is terrible. Horrible.
Roll the picture. I want to see the picture.
You can hear both. Ugh. Why do I pay $10 for this shit? Can't even get the music on here right. Let's hope they didn't fuck up Macho Man's too. And here he comes. He's just trotting to the ring. He's like, I gotta get down here quick. I got ass to kick. Standing ovation for the Macho Man. This is another match that I felt pretty confident about. I felt that Savage was probably going to win the title, and I thought that was really cool because it had been 4 years since a babyface Randy Savage was champion, and I loved him in '88 as champ. And I was very happy to get this back. It felt like, you know, it was the same kind of feeling I would get like when Bret would regain the title at WrestleMania 10, you know? Felt awesome. Look at Perfect. Jesus. That was a straight mugging. Michael, appreciate 2 more. This is why you kept your VHS tapes. I know. They are the best. Shout out to VHS tapes. WrestleMania 8. A Macho Flair affair. Down goes Flair. Bobby Heenan doing commentary for this is even crazier because he's losing his mind. It was just like the Rumble. I mean, it was smart strategy. Get Savage so riled up that he's probably not going to be able to focus on winning the title. Get himself DQ'd or something. Oh, what a drop by Savage. All right, while Savage is selling, I'm going to go grab another beer. Be right back. Ooh, big chop. I don't know how the referee allows this to be 2-on-1 as much as it is. Yeah, that's right, Juliet. We do get a glimpse of Shane here. Later on, all the agents come out.
Because his old lady was with Flair a long, long time ago. He's going to come here in front of this audience and take the belt from this man for a get it.
Big chops. They really did land on their feet with this WrestleMania because this match, kind of being a plan B type of thing, they made it good. I think this match would have been even crazier if it would have been like 4 years before. Or maybe even 2 or 3. The 89 versions of these two going against each other would be pretty badass. So would the 88.
I want to see it on the big screen. Savage trying to get up, trying to use those ropes to regain his feet. Big smile on the kisser of Ric Flair as he knows he's well in control of this one. taking a tremendous beating. Again. He's just measuring him now. Come on.
Nope.
Pretty soon he's going to be called Macho Man Slick Rick. He is taking it to him. Savage, you're a beaten man.
Flair's knee pads never stayed up.
It's not over until it's over, Frank. I'm sure if she was here, she'd be out there. Where's she too embarrassed? Her heart's still pounding for that man in there.
Wow, Ryan, I did not know that. Happy birthday to Ric Flair, who is 75 years old today. Jesus Christ. And he was 43 here. 3 years younger than I am right now. That freaks me out. Big time.
Looking for a place to hide now, Monsoon. Flair coming out after him. What a champion. He didn't have to come out, but he's taking it to him. He wants to do some further damage to that kidney area. And he certainly does just that.
OTS Tribal Queen. That was a good old-fashioned Flair knee drop there. And they were always so much better because his knee pads were never on his knees.
Come on, spit that banana out and do it.
Spit that banana out.
Macho Man in deep trouble here.
Oh, Mike Witt, your friend says that I look like a way, way, way more handsome version of Adam Pearce. Thanks. Tell your friend thank you. That's very thoughtful. It's a nice compliment to get. I got a picture with Adam Pearce at WrestleMania. He was at the restaurant we were hanging out in. Everybody was in a WrestleMania mood. I'm like, this is one of the few times I actually don't mind approaching somebody like, yo, bro, let's get a picture. He was more than happy to do it. It's not every day that somebody like Adam Pearce gets to take a picture with a, with a YouTuber as famous as me, It's a special day for him. Confidence oozing from the champion. Something else will be oozing in a few months. Scott Hall was on his way in. Actually, probably already there. Love Connection. Yeah, that's where she'll go. Because it's going to be so hard for Elizabeth to find dates, So she'll go on Love Connection. Come on, Mach. There he is, another one. I'm telling you, something about that story Bret tells doesn't add up about the blading in these two matches. He says that Savage and Flair got fined for their blading, but he didn't get fined for his because he did it so good that they couldn't tell. You could easily tell. If a fan can tell, Vince should be able to tell. Get Bobby some water. Nice block. Stunning the champ. Yo, I liked it when Savage would grab a handful of face. Oh, wow. Oh. It's so funny that 1 year later, the commentary team would be... Oh, no, it wouldn't be. This is the only time Girl and Bobby ever called a Mania. Oh, no, they did 7. They did 7 and 8 together. 9 was Bobby and Savage, actually. And a toga wearing JR. Ooh, nice. Here goes Savage on the run. Come back. Ooh, spit. Nah, that was spit for real. Flair loves that bump. He's going to go all the way to the other side. Never works. 1, 2. Oh, love that. So close. Earl's like, nope, 2. Over the top, out goes Flair to the outside. Oh. And Flair went headfirst into the barricade, and now he's bleeding, and that's where he bladed. And it's the opposite of Bret. You know, Bret, I talked about earlier how Bret's kind of gets concealed with his dark hair that kind of is in his face a lot. That's the opposite with Flair. His hair's all white, so it shows up. Like eating a ketchup popsicle with white gloves. Oh. On the concrete with a gym mat on it. Stop the match. I actually don't know. I don't know how Flair felt about Savage's meticulous preparation that he was known for. I don't know if Flair had any personal feelings on it. Maybe there's a story about how he didn't like it, but not everybody's going to like Savage being that way. Boom, double axe. Another kick out. I love the crowd getting into it. It's so awesome. This was so fun. And I remember it definitely felt, but like I felt like I was watching a championship match. Even though this wasn't the main event, wasn't the final match, to me it definitely felt like this is a huge match with huge stakes right here. Wow. The big elbow to Ric Flair. This was not good. Savage purposely putting literally none of his body on Flair to allow perfect enough room to come in and grab him. That was your own fault, Savage. All you had to do was cover Flair normally. Oh. Oh, Flair caught the... Looked like it's Nux or something, but it's just a... paper mache shit or something. Oh, he ate it. Oh, that looked really good. He hit him really hard and then got rid of the evidence. 1, 2, and he kicks out, or he rolls out. Oh yeah, Flair's got a lot of blood on him. Robert Spawn, exactly. This whole match is just perfect, allowed to basically be the third man in this. This is a handicap match, is all this is. I mean, I guess in kayfabe you'd argue that Earl's rationale is I'm not going to let oh, wow, look at this. He's got a chair. I mean, that's fucking nuts. At least Earl didn't see that. But, like, Earl's like, I'm not going to give you the satisfaction of disqualifying you so you keep your belt. I know what you're doing. So maybe he's just letting a lot slide. Here comes Elizabeth. Look at Dave Hebner in his sneakers. Look at him sneaks. There's Shane. Shane's like, no, you can't go. We're telling you no. She's like, stop it. Leave me the fuck alone. You guys are all crazy. Elizabeth is allowed to have Trans Am hair, by the way. Looks good on her. There will be no Miss Elizabeth disparagement on this channel. Ever. That's a hot dress, too. Stop. She's like, we guys, they're all like mugging her. Oh my god. Ugh. And Flair on the inside's working the leg. Figure 4 time. Fucking Strongbow is out there. I mean, why are they like Elizabeth is used to being at ringside for Savage matches? Why are they so freaked out about this? Just let her be there. Smitty, this is 1992. Oh, good point. The double referee in Indianapolis again. Same city. And it's a title match, and they're both present for it. That's crazy. Maybe this is a long 4-year conspiracy to actually put the belt on Savage. Maybe the reason they screwed Hogan is so Savage could win the title at WrestleMania 4, and now they're out here to protect Savage and make sure that he wins the title here. I think that's what's going on. The Hebners were Savage marks, and they had a bias. Oh, small package. No. Hmm. She winked. He would always say that. She winked. She did not. Yeah, comments from me. Oh, here we go. Block. Rolled him up with the tights. Ha ha, fuck you, Ric Flair. I saw no such trunk holding. There was no trunk holding. Maybe there was. That's fine. Who cares? Ooh, do I care? I don't even care. Good shot of the crowd. Love that. Flair dejected. See, no music was playing. Flair's still in the ring. You knew they were going to do something here. And this is just... doesn't age well. What about me? Flair... Elizabeth's like, I got to take a forced kiss from this guy. Oh, and now she's bitch slapping him good. Wow, Elizabeth getting out of the way. I love it. Just the pull apart is great. It's just like, this is just chaos. I mean, we had a title change, but it's like so much deeper. Perfect's trying to get his shots in. I mean, Savage is being restrained by... They're holding him While Flair is beating on him. Why aren't they holding? This makes no sense. Why aren't they holding Flair? There we go. And now, this is so fucking crazy. If I was Savage, I would kill everybody when I got back. I would murder Shane McMahon. You held my arm and allowed Flair and Perfect to beat on me. Wait until I got my hands on you, and better yet, wait until I get my hands on your sister. Yeah, that's right. I just, watching them continue just to wrestle Savage. Like he's a fucking alligator they're trying to catch and remove from a neighborhood or something. I'm like, just leave him alone, man. What is he fighting? Who's he fight? Why are we fighting him at all at this point? You call yourself the Real World Wrestling Federation champion? Well, I guess I am now. Once again isn't as good as new. Why would you say that, Howard? Why would he do that to us? The Fink. He's a troll. And he wins the title again, him and Elizabeth. Celebrating at a WrestleMania with the championship is pretty cool. Second favorite of all time. And first favorite of all time, both winning championships at a WrestleMania. I had worse days as a wrestling fan, that's for sure. I think that's why this one ranks up there so high for me. With his bride by his side. That popped Elizabeth. She smiled big with the pyro went off. Very cool. Not quite WrestleMania 4 cool, but cool. Now to be young again. Sean's got Flair, and it's going to be in the old locker room with the payphones and stuff. I love that.
Thank you, Gorilla. This is one tough assignment. I'm going to attempt to get comments from me now.
Yeah, one of the WrestleMania, Savage like hits it and the phone like twists off the wall. Shut up, Mooney.
Macho Man Randy Savage, you call yourself a macho man? Well, what's so macho? What an injustice. I'm not going to stand out here and say anything.
Perfect's all butthurt because Savage
You had a handful of trunks.
had a handful of trunks.
Stupid referee, a bad job of officiating.
I hit your chair. I hit your knee with a chair. I interfered 15 times in the match.
I thought it's on camera, it's on
But he hooked the tights. Oh no. Bobby Heenan.
What we have right now is a man that'll walk around town tonight claiming to be the real world champion, claiming to be the second time
Oh, fuck off, Flair.
WWF
You cheated the whole match. You got beat at your own game. You butthurt little sexual fucking predator.
the love of that Jezebel,
Jezebel Elizabeth, huh? Is that what we're doing here? You're calling Elizabeth Jezebel?
in the greatest sport of them all. We don't cry over spilled milk. We reassemble a team. The money, the brains, the nucleus, and
The nucleus. He's the nucleus. He's a nucleus, y'all.
did it once. Now, let's see
The brains, the nucleus. Or nucleus. It's like when George Bush kept saying subliminal. Subliminal messages.
Like your old lady, you're gonna be damaged good. Because this man has never taken a shortcut in the world of wrestling. You, Macho Man, have taken a shortcut. You had a handful of tights. We were
You're such a little bitch. Perfect. Handful of tights. Fuck off. You had a handful of steel chair right into the knee of Randy Savage. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, go cry more. Okay, Jesus. You want some flowers for that vase?
And like I said before, Savage, might not be tomorrow. It might be the day after. I'm gonna beat you, and I'm gonna beat you bad. And every time I see your old lady, I'm gonna kiss her on those moist, wet lips.
He's gonna kiss her on her moist, wet lips.
All right, thank you very much, Sean Mooney. With me right now is the brand new World Wrestling Federation champion.
Ooh, yeah. I love that image. Oh.
Elizabeth. Now, some might say, Macho Man, that was a questionable victory. You heard them talking about...
Fucking cares.
I don't even care. It's okay. This is a piece of what I wanted from you, Ric Flair. This is what makes you tap. This is what makes you tick.
Elizabeth looks at Gene.
And I just took a piece of you. You haven't been beat up properly. Yeah, this isn't all I want from you, Ric Flair. I want the whole major.
God, he is crazy. Well, I guess I am now.
What you did to Elizabeth. I guess you couldn't make me any madder than I was before I went into the ring, but somehow you did it.
He ain't right.
Get the rest of them. I don't care if it's in the street, parking lot, doesn't even matter to me. Because I'll do anything to win. If I didn't prove it, next time.
Well, you proved it. You're the new champ, Savage.
Wait a minute, if I may, Randy. Elizabeth,
Oh.
after what happened here at WrestleMania, the fact that Randy defeated Ric Flair for the World Wrestling Federation title, in light of all of the allegations and everything that's been going on in past months, do you feel at this point that you're vindicated?
Wait a minute. This is yours. Take it and go. And this is yours, Ric Flair. Oh, yeah! This is yours! You can have all of me next time.
Oh, you can have all of me next time.
Perfect. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Here. Oh, yeah! Just a piece.
All right.
That's so great. Oh. Put that cigarette out.
This is WrestleMania 8.
Members of the press, challenging. It all started at the WrestleMania
Press conference.
where President Jack Tunney would name the #1 contender for the coveted championship belt. Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
Yes, look at this little tiny ass Bret. Where was this? At a Staples?
Following that press conference, Sid Justice would start to show his true colors.
Now, what you did, Jack Tunney, was bogus. The most bogus act you ever pulled off.
It was bogus.
Is it because I'm not a big movie star like Hulk Hogan, the big...
Is it because I'm not a big movie star like Hulk Hogan? Well, Hulk Hogan's not a big movie star either, so
Those remarks, Justice would
don't worry about it, Sid.
the Hulkster and join him on Saturday night's main event as his tag partner.
These Saturday night's main events, or these main events leading up to Mania, had lost their steam by this point. We had like 3 good ones.
Let's see if he puts his hand out. Let's see if he holds that rope. Let's see if he wants to get in the ring. Is he afraid of the Undertaker's flag? Or is he teaching Hogan a lesson? Hogan coming closer and closer. He'll make the tag this time.
Hogan's like, tag me.
Mr. Justice, help me. Help me. I've had it. Help me. Hogan reaching for the tag. Here it is.
Oh,
Justice. What's he doing?
beefcake's out there. They're acting like this is the Mega Powers breaking up or something. Like, these guys didn't even fucking really like each other.
Did you hear what Justice said? He wants Hogan to help himself. If he had hit Brutus Beefcake, Beefcake's face would have been shattered once again. Brutus has no business at ringside. Brutus has no business anyplace.
The next day on Wrestling Challenge.
Needed him most. See Justice stopped by the barbershop the next day, but not for a trim.
But not for a trim.
I'm gonna rearrange your face.
I'm gonna rearrange your face. That was already done to him, apparently. Oh. Oh, Sid beats up the barbershop. This might have been the end of the barbershop. You chicken. Beefcake's like, I'm out of here. Oh, I love that. I forgot that got all over his face. There's no way that was planned. Ooh. The close-up of the hedge clippers. It would have been awesome if he did hurt Beefcake there, like if you would have thrown him through the glass window or something. Is that powder or lotion? What the hell did he get? I think it's powder. God, that is freaky looking.
After that, Sid and St. Justice went through the WWF on a path of destruction, leading right up to today's WrestleMania.
And his one-handed choke slams were pretty badass. Is that Rob Van Dam right there? That might be RVD that he's got right here. I think that's Rob Van Dam. He's got Virgil. Oh, shaving cream. That's what it was. We're just getting a highlight package of him fucking dudes up here. That was a good one. All right, we got Tatanka. Oh my gosh. All right, I'll be back in a second during Tatanka's entrance.
Right now, we're going to take you back to Sean Brody, who's with Rick Martel.
Model Rick Martel with the Native Americans in the ring. It appears Tatanka plans to make this your last stand.
I have some reservations about that. Because look at those Indians. They have no class. They have no style. They don't know anything about fashion. Besides, as I get to the ring, I'm going to have to disinfect with arrogance. And you know what? I heard they might not even be a match. You know, because I heard that Tatanka is still out there scouting tickets.
The model Rick Martel on the way to the ring. Let's get out to the dome for this incredible match.
All right. Just in time for the model's entrance. This is the match of the night, by the way. This is a smaller card than I remember it being in my head, even though it's a short pay-per-view time here. I thought there were more matches than there were, but there really wasn't. The 8-man and this were our buffers between the IC World and main event. And they had Taker and Jake in there. And the opener was Shawn and Tito. And then, yeah, and I think that's it, right? Oh, no, we still have a tag title match. That's right. I forgot. There's a tag title match coming. Yay, 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 yay. Tatanka. These guys feuded for a while, didn't they? Tatanka and all over that feather. They got a year out of that feather, man. North Carolina. Pembroke. Oh, Owen and Skinner. Okay. Yeah, I forgot about Owen and Skinner. All right, we got a couple matches left. Savage, he's so mad about the fistful of trunks. You guys are the biggest fucking hypocrites. That is quite the production. Tatanka got himself a special entrance. Boy, that referee, Lego Man, has gotten a lot of action tonight. Yeah. Thank you, Gorilla. Finally. You're a liar. Gorilla's having none of that shit. Bobby's losing it. Put him up. Mm-hmm.
To Bret the Hitman Hart, and then only moments ago we saw the Macho Man Randy Savage regain the championship from Ric Flair. Where did those 10 lumpy Indians go?
They're still dubbing out the WWF.
Lumpy, they're from North Carolina. And still to come the second half of the big main event, the double main event. The Hulkster with a big score to settle with a guy who I think should be committed. Sid Justice.
Sid Justice should be committed.
You know, those Indians only got about 300 miles and they're home from here. So what does that mean? They live in Cleveland. Never heard of the Cleveland Indians from North Carolina?
Oh, Bobby thinks Tatanka's a Cleveland Indian.
Here in the Hoosier Dome. Ric Flair certainly giving this youngster a wrestling lesson. Instead of being thrown out of the ring, he should have done the pitching. Then again, he was on the pitching. Tatanka. But then again, if the Indians had more pitching, they'd be a better team. Why don't you stop?
Jesus Christ. Yeah, Chad, we got the tag title match, and then apparently we've got Skinner and Owen, which I totally forgot about. So there were a few matches on this card. I was thinking we were getting the main event next. I totally forgot about those other two. Oh my God, Bobby. Hey, how are you? Yeah, Robert, he just did it.
True Native American with a tremendous future. However, he'll be hard pressed here to get by the likes of the model Rick Martel. He's got too much class, boy. Rick Martel just has too much class. Well, he wasted a lot of time.
Oh, there goes Martel. And in. Ooh. Was Bret okay with Martel wearing all this pink? I guess he was cool with it.
I didn't think Tatanka would manhandle Martel like this. Oh, tomahawk chop right between the eyes. This guy's got a future. said that. You might as well have pulled trunks.
Hmm.
There's that experience kicking in. By the masterful
Oh.
Rick Martello, I should say. I just got Flair on my mind. Well, get it off your mind. We're on to other things right now. Be a professional.
I didn't even know the attendance for this. What are we looking at? 62K? Is that what the web says? Dave would tell us 32K.
I'm just glad I was part of this Hoosier Dome, part of WrestleMania 8 to see history made. Wish I'd never come to Indiana. High cross body hook.
And he got him with a high cross.
He did. Yes, he did. He got the 3 count.
He did get the 3 count. Tatanka wins with a high cross body. You don't often see a high cross
With a ball on the ball.
win a match these days, or those days even.
I can't believe that.
Is Tatanka surprised or something? Yeah. Hey, look, I won.
What a shot in the arm for that youngster. He damn near did a tackling shoot. Boy, is he happy. Tomahawk chop here in the Hoosier Dome.
Yeah, Tatanka wouldn't wear, I don't think the long trunks for very long. He'd switch over to short. The long boys would be short-lived. Oh, we're getting the tag champs. That's right. Oh, yeah. And they somehow beat LOD, right? I think that might have happened at a house show. Or maybe they won it on TV. I don't remember. I just remember being, like, surprised and bummed out.
You don't tug on Superman's cape, you don't spit into the wind, and you don't write checks that you don't have the funds to cover. Guess what? It's tax time, and that means it's time for you to pay up to Money Incorporated. In natural disasters, we're not taking you lightly, but you can rest assured we are taking you. Now, let's go over to Gene Okerlund with the challengers.
Earthquake and Typhoon. Earthquake's going to be part of the Dark Side of the Ring series this season.
Gentlemen, I know you're thinking about Money Incorporated. However, when I mention the name Jimmy Hart, you've got to be thinking real.
We forgot about what that beady-eyed little cockroach did to us. Matter of fact, Jimmy Hart, we've got a real special surprise for you.
It's crazy these guys are baby faces now.
And you, IRS, if you think that an IRS audit's bad, well, you ain't dealt with an actual disaster. The time for talking is done. The big typhoon and the quake are coming down to the ring, and we're gonna get.
Now, the Natural Disasters would go on to win the tag titles, I believe, right? And then they would lose them back to Money Inc., I think, is how that went. Mike Witt, $2 from you. Seeing Monsoon at WrestleMania 15 made me cry. Very sick. I was there. I was at that WrestleMania. And I remember he definitely looked very different. He's got ones. Look at that guy with the mullet holding up $8. Nice. That'll get you half a beer in 2024. Earthquake is in his 20s here. No, Earthquake was 14 in that promo there. He was finally old enough to drink when he was playing the role of Golga. You will be bought. Finally, DiBiase's wearing his first gold in the company. Other than that brief second with the winged eagle. Earthquake is the best.
Well, Typhoon and Earthquake looking for some kind of revenge here, looking for that gold. The
I feel those belts changed a bit. I think the word world in the middle, they darkened it or something. I think it was a brighter red, I believe, on the old tags.
She'd be home doing the dishes. She wouldn't have time to make stupid cards like that. Bimbo.
I mean, you just pick some random woman out of the crowd, not bothering anybody, just watching the show, enjoying yourself. She should be home in the kitchen doing the dishes, bimbo. Only he can get away with that.
That's what they came here for, but not to be distort themselves. To be this noisy, I can't hear. What's wrong with that? I don't like it. It's annoying. I don't like to be annoyed. As in humanoid. It was indeed resounding when the Macho's man was raised. Hey, look at the size of this earthquake. Sorry, I mentioned it. Look at the size of this earthquake.
Mike Witt, appreciate the $2. Think Rikishi is involved in Jimmy J build, Greg? Yeah, I think so. I think so. He's got to appear, right?
That humanoid with the six bucket will show up there. I won't. That DiBiase making a big mistake here. Think he's going to match power with earthquake. Come on, Ted. You're smarter than that. Get him down. Make him breathe. Cut off his air. Don't match him with strength. Don't try to push him around. Well, neither he nor Irwin can match power with any one of these guys, right? Let's face it. So, you have to get him down. You're not going to stand toe-to-toe with natural disasters to push him around. Got to get him down like a turtle on their backs. Hit him in the bread basket. Irish whip, no, reversal of big guy. Too much for that.
God, look at Tenta move. He was so good. I mean, what's crazy is like Tenta probably is literally half my age in this match. He looks like he's 50.
Looks like a one-way street here. Jimmy Hart is trying to regroup his troops. Well, you have to. Yeah, you got him now. Yeah, you really got him now. Fire him up, Jimmy. Do your job as a good manager. Get them fired up. Keep their concentration level directed towards the natural disaster. They got to beat you. You don't have to beat them. Reversal on the arm wringer by Earthquake, and look at him going to work on Irwin. Another quick tag made. Oh, look at that shot. You think that little runt is worried right about now? I'm sure he is. Why? Because his meal ticket is about to go out the window, just like yours did. Because you think he double-crossed natural disaster? Won the title? No. What he did is a smart business move. He took the money and he ran with it. He ran like the money incorporated. That's what that smart man did. In other words, you think anytime you can stick it to somebody...
Yeah, Smitty, he came in as the Canadian Earthquake at first. Had a little Canadian flag right in the middle of his blue singlet there. And then they dropped it shortly after that. And then he was just Earthquake, or the Earthquake. I think he was Earthquake. They didn't have, it wasn't the, it was just Earthquake. Irwin. Not much. I think they wound up. I think when... Maybe not. No, probably not. I was trying to remember if Ottman, if Shockmaster was in WCW still by the time John Tenta got there as like Avalanche or whatever. Would have been cool to briefly reunite them back up.
That's a lot of tonnage to
I remember as a kid wondering, like, since Typhoon is babyface now, if he would be Tugboat again. Would it be Earthquake and Tugboat?
Well, now Money Incorporated has something going for themselves here. Got one of the big guys in trouble. Damn, double team him. That's fair to double team him, you know.
What kind of weird-ass clothesline was that?
I'll tell you what, in a tag match, yes. No, I mean, IRS and DBS, you should be allowed in there with Earthquake or Typhoon, 2 against 1. Because they're as big as 2 men. One man's as big as 2 men. I think that's fair. What a warped mind you have.
Oh, 7th season. Why didn't he do that? What a troll that would have been. What a classic move that would have been by Gorilla. I have an announcement to make. Randy Savage has left the building with the WWE title. Bobby would go put him up.
I thought that top rope was going to snap. Surprised the ring didn't tip over.
The Hoosier Dome had that same roof as the Silver Dome.
Front face lock by Irwin.
That same bright
This'll take some of the starch out of you.
dome-ass roof.
Some of the starch you've been eating all week on the man in a minute.
Yeah, always radio. For some reason, I thought he was still maybe making an appearance there in like late 93, maybe even 94, but I couldn't remember.
You're going to lose the title. Your chances trying to win the title. Why don't you just go back down to the former champ's dressing room?
Yeah.
I got a headache from you. Or should I say X? I got a headache from you. X sounds more permanent. Double clothesline, and I think DiBiase got the worst of that.
Yeah, anytime you're clotheslining Typhoon, you're going to get the worst of it on account of his hugeness.
Guy falling asleep. I don't think so. Look at that. Irwin looking unconcerned. He's taking some tremendous punishment so far in this one. See the condition the athletes are in. Take the beating the way they do. Well, Irwin came in, thought he was going to get a piece of a worn down.
I'm trying to remember. I don't even remember if the Natural Disasters title win was televised or not. I know their loss was because I watched their loss happen live, or when it aired. I remember being bummed. But I don't recall them winning the title from Money Inc. or Money Inc. winning the title from LOD. Those both might have been house shows, but I don't remember for sure.
Shot together. That's what you got to do with men that big. Make them run out again.
Yeah, Valentine hung in there, but yeah, he was gone. I think he worked the Rumble, though. Big splash. Is he not the legal? Yeah, he's not legal. I was about to say that felt like that should be the finish. Earthquake's legal. Oh, you're fucked, IRS. How do they get out of this? I know they don't win. Or, I mean, I know Natural Disasters don't win the title. Nope, something's going to happen there. Oh, Jimmy, they pulled him out. Are they just going to bounce? Yep, they are. I was thinking it was a DQ, but it's not. It's a count out. They're just going to leave, pussies. We don't need it.
I don't believe this. It looks like they forfeited the purse money. They're taking their ball. They're going home. That's fair.
I mean, Jimmy Hart had all the teams, like, because he was managing Natural Disasters, right?
Decision as a result of a countdown to the natural disaster.
Oh, boo. And the same thing would happen to the Nasty Boys. They would go babyface too, right? Right before they would leave?
Changes hands in a title match is by a pinfall or a submission. That did not happen. Therefore, still World Wrestling
Yeah, Robert, I think you're right, because I don't remember seeing footage of either of those matches.
DiBiase and I.
They did a lot of title changes on live events back then.
Natural disaster.
And it often included the tags.
A return match. You can bet on that.
They changed a lot.
A cheap shot like that. Give me
Well, I guess they were just prolonging that until later. Maybe they didn't want to have all the titles changing hands on one show and have it so loaded in that direction.
With me now, one of the all-time greats of
Brutus Beefcake.
Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Here's a man that had a stellar career going for himself, but all of a sudden that career was cut short by a tragic boating accident. Brutus, You have seen it all. The one thing I do know, and it's got to be the reason you're here, you are one of the very best friends of Hulk Hogan.
You know, Mean Gene, that's a fact. That's maybe even an understatement. You know, the Hulk.
It's really hard to tell that anything even happened to him. I mean, his face looks pretty good.
And I've seen him up high. But one thing, I've always seen him keep his dignity. I've never seen him drop his head. He's always held his head high. He's always been a giving man. He's given all of his life. And you know something, Mean Gene? I'm just here to add my voice to the rest of those 70,000 out there to make sure that he knows that we're behind him all the way. And regardless of whether this is his last match or not, I just want him to know.
It's not his last match, Beefcake. As a matter of fact, you will main event a pay-per-view with him in 2 years. Almost 3.
Sure, Hulkamania will live forever. Yeah.
Hey, man, I thank you, Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Let's get back to ring.
Beefcake is Hulk Hogan's Tim Scott.
Coming down the aisle from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Big deal. Brutus is your friend. I'd rather have no friend than have Brutus as a friend.
Here comes Owen. Not the best Owen music. Look at him go. Oh! Oh, that's disgusting.
You ought to know that. You're the cheapest guy I know.
You guys didn't even...
Skinner, the alligator man.
I mean, he jumped Owen, spit tobacco spit in his face, and Bobby and Gorilla didn't even call it. Bobby's just like, or Gorilla's just like, Skinner, the alligator man.
Another Hart earlier on in this tremendous WrestleMania 8.
Owen got done wrong on this show.
By regaining the Intercontinental Championship belt from Roddy.
God, those fucking MC Hammer pants crack me up.
And another member.
I mean, I'm guessing this is a quick match, considering Skinner got to jump the gun here.
That's how he takes out the alligators. Well, he didn't take out the rocket with it, did he? I thought he
Ugh.
had him with that. This Skinner's one tough guy.
Yeah, this is only Owen's second Mania match. He worked against Perfect when he was the Blue Blazer at WrestleMania 5.
Skinner doesn't have a clue. Sends him in, rolls him up, beautiful sunset.
Got him. That was like a 2-minute match. Well, he got all that shit wiped off his face somehow. Oh, and took him out with another dropkick.
The Rocket, Owen Hart with an impressive victory. Let's go back and take a look at what went down here. Look at this. He should have. My thinking, well, he held it tight too.
At WrestleMania 12, was Owen in that like Camp Coronet match? Did they win that? Were they winners or losers in that? I think they won. Because Owen went on a little WrestleMania winning streak there for a while.
The other half of the double main event here at WrestleMania pits the immortal Hulk Hogan against this man, my guest,
Sid Justice.
Now this clash, this matchup this afternoon, I expect is going to be a barn burner.
No, shut up, you fat bald-headed little Now you, Hogan.
This Hulk Hogan didn't indicate this would be his last. I
That
don't
was-
give a damn about the memories of Hulk.
Promise to you, Hogan.
I was trying to show you something. I couldn't get it up in time.
Stand in the ring, and you walk down that aisle. You remember one thing
Somebody took this promo and put a filter on it years ago, and I saved it. Thought it was the funniest thing. I was trying to share it with you.
Wait a minute, Sid Justice, at the risk of sounding negative, you indicate that this is going to be Hulk Hogan's last match.
No, I promise it's going to be his last match.
He promises.
Hulk Hogan himself. As a matter of fact, recently my colleague Vince McMahon talked to the Hulkster, and here was his answer. Take a look.
Then is this your last match? This WrestleMania? Is this the
I remember this whole sit down was crazy.
Step into the ring.
When you ask that question, it makes me sweat. Everywhere I've been, people say, Hulk Hogan, we know you've got a lot of things going. You're starting to divide your interests. You've got family, you've got business, wrestling business, you've got other type of ventures out there. Are you going to retire? Then I hear on the other side of the coin, are you going to be able to get by Sid Justice? I sit here and actually think about my last match at WrestleMania, it chills me to the bone. Being able to handle happiness within my personal life and happiness on a professional level has been one of the greatest accomplishments that I could brag about. So when I talk about letting all that go, putting all that in jeopardy by saying, yes, this is my last match, or by even letting someone influence me, such as Sid Justice, saying, Hulk Hogan, I'm going to make sure this is your last match. All those thoughts I put out of my head. I'm the only one that can make that decision, Vince McMahon. And right now, I have to tell you, at WrestleMania, I just won't know until I come out of the ring if it was my
Okay, you string us along. I don't give a shit what you do, Hogan. And you look weird with your dark eyebrows.
I'd like to say that on behalf of all of us, your Hulkamaniacs.
You're Hulkamaniacs.
For the memories. Thank you for the inspiration. And thank you, Hulkamania.
Thank you.
Yeah, Vince, you better thank him. He was responsible for a lot there, and for a few of those years.
See there, Sid Justice. Hulk Hogan didn't indicate this would be his last.
Shut up! I don't care!
Yeah, they were both gone. Sid would leave too.
Give a damn about the memories of Hulk Hogan. The only thing they'll remember is that Sid Justice is the man that ended Hulkamania. Now you, Hogan,
This is what I was trying to show you. I can't look at this without looking at it in like the filtered way. It's so funny.
Because,
Remember when that filter was real popular with the big eyes and stuff and the big mouth?
Let's get back to ringside.
tremendous challenge for the immortal Hulk Hogan, the Maniac, the insane Sid Justice. Hulkamania could all end here today in the Hoosier Dome, but highly unlikely in my book, Brain. Hulkamania will live forever. Let's go down to ringside.
Bobby's still.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Here we go.
this is the second half of our double main event. And it is
And Harvey Whippleberger is out here.
At this time, may I introduce to you Harvey Whippleman.
Boy, Howard and Whippleman's feud goes back so far. This kind of sounds like Owen Hart's theme that they just played. This is before his Psycho Sid theme, which is a really good theme from '95. I mean, this guy did main event 2 WrestleManias against 2 humongous names in WWE history. Straight jacket material. Yeah, I think Papa Shango had a fuck up in this. Since the main event is starting, if anybody hasn't smashed that thumbs up button for me, I'd appreciate some likes. I can't currently see them, but I think we need a few more than what we got. So thanks for that. It was predetermined, huh? That's the word you guys are going to use? And here comes the Hulk. Now his 7th Mania main event. And 8 in general that he was involved in. Up until this point, he has closed out every WrestleMania. Even at WrestleMania 6 when he lost, they showed him leaving. He's a real American, and he'll fight for what's right. By this point, I was long over Hogan. I was Team Bret. And Savage. I did not give a rat's ass about Hulk Hogan in 1992. To me, he looked different. He just wasn't the same. Then he started getting weird around 91, about a year earlier. And Sid gets the jump on Hulk. I didn't even like this shirt that he had with the flag on it. I just like this Hulkamania shirt. It's classic. It's old classic. Ooh, he's gonna do the Sheamus forearm stomp smashes. Finally, knock him off. I love that his music played through all of that. Still getting a big ovation here from this audience. I mean, he could have definitely wrestled all the way through the next WrestleMania 9, but he felt it was time to go make shitty movies. Story goes that later on in the match, Shango was supposed to do a run-in to save Sid, and he missed his cue, and Sid had to kick out of the leg drop. He's just a human being, an annoying human being. I was hung up there like a piñata, like a sexy piñata. I mean, Sid definitely had the look. If you were going to do any sort of a torch passing between one huge blonde-headed muscular jack dude to another, this would have been a pretty good option here in Sid, because his look was, I dare say, even better than Luger's. You know, I liked he had more size, he was taller, he's bigger. He just looked, Luger looked bikini waxed, you know, Sid looked more rugged and much scarier. He's begging. He's begging. Look, he's begging. It was getting very WCW up in here around this time, with Sid, Luger, and Flair all there. The Diamond Stud and Vinny Vegas were about to head in the following year, or this year, and the following year. Look at that. Sid, you gotta have props, man. He's always had that one elbow pad. I don't know what that brand is with that yellow circle on it, but that's the only one he's ever worn. I don't know if he just has the one or if he has a few of those. Sid wants a test of strengthy. Yeah, I mean, if that story is true about Vince wanting to hitch the WWE wagon to him and he turned it down, he's a fucking idiot, because all you have to do is look at your opponent right here to see that you might want to trust Vince's word on that one. If he wants to push you and force you and make you a star, you should let him do it. He probably would have done better than Luger did as the real American gimmick. Sid might have found some success with that. And then you would have never even had to do the match with Sid and Hogan. You could have just had Hogan endorse him or something, have Sid beat Undertaker, ending the streak before it started. Would have made the WrestleMania 13 rematch even cooler if Sid would have actually faced Taker and beat him. That would have taken away the streak from us, but it would have made 13 a little bit more interesting. And Sid can be like, last time we faced at WrestleMania, I beat you, you know? It'd be redemption for Taker. Hogan's fighting out of the... Look at Sid. I wonder what Bret Hart was doing right at this very moment. I wonder if he was backstage watching a monitor. I wonder if he wasn't paying attention at all. I wonder if he was at the hotel already. I wonder what he was doing right at this very moment.
That's what's made him the man that he is today. Fingers are turning right.
How would Sid have played softball if he was the champ? Easy. All you do is just create a 24/7 rule. He can just defend the belt right there during the softball games and just two birds, one stone it. It's not complicated, Mike. Psh. What the hell's wrong with you? Some of the biggest title matches of all time happened at softball games. You know this. Sid overpowering Hogan. He's got the size and leverage and all that on him. He's got a better hairline. Fucking Harvey out there. Uh-oh, here comes the choke slam. One-hander. One-hander. Oh, you're going to talk to it? This is important to you, this WrestleMania main event?
He's talking like it's over. It's not over. Who knows what's going through his mind?
Yeah, Sid was using powerbomb here, right? Back in these days.
Tell me, Monsoon, you ever seen anybody more sadistic than Psycho Sid? Absolutely not. And that size, in all the years I've been here in the World Wrestling Federation, never have I seen anyone step in here with the credentials, the size, the senility of that.
The senility. They weren't even calling him Psycho Sid yet, were they? Total. He was going to say total package. Total combined unit. In other words, a total package. Is that a camera? Oh. No, it's Harvey's doctor bag for his house calls. Yeah.
Oh, did you hear that? I tell you, if Alfred Hitchcock was alive, he'd have the lead role in Psycho. I love every second of this. He's got it
Sometimes you just know when you can take the guy Monsoon. You know it. You can feel his body. You can feel the strength leaving. You can feel he's not as sure as he was at one time. Look at Hulkster. I've never seen him beat like just like your man, Ric Flair.
The trapezius move.
Allow me to enjoy this. Do you mind? Sorry.
Andre would use this sometime, or Yoko would, I think.
I've seen the Hulkster over the years beat and defeat the best that has come down the pipe. Never taken a backseat to anybody. You don't know.
If you cut off Kurt Hennig, Dolph Ziggler, and Sid Vicious's hair and mixed it up with some, and boiled it with some spices, you'd have ramen. A tri-blend of ramen.
In my whole career, that's what makes them games. Look at the eyes. Look at the eyes. That's how you can tell it. Never seen the Hulkster manhandled it this way.
Look at Hulk. That face he makes when he's like in pain.
I've seen him come back from some
Oh, he's quivering. He's making his liver quiver.
get downstairs because when he comes back, he will have a tremendous beating.
Give it up, Hulk. Come on, Hulk. You can do it. Just quit right here.
He's a mental case, all right. Who knows what's going through that boy's mind? And you know what's scary, Monsoon? He is loose. He is loose in the world. And no one's going to stop him.
Well, I mean, Sid's the best. I love what he belts out. Good to see you, Alan Carter.
However, he's in there right now with the one guy that I know can stop him. If anybody can,
Not this time. Hogan always does the finger wag. Oh yeah, Hogan or Heenan dropped an F-bomb in WCW. Pillman was fucking with him. And he yelled out. I think it was at the Clash, and those ran live back in the day. Ow.
look at this.
Oh.
Suplex well executed by the insane one. He's handling Hulk Hogan, the immortal one, like a child.
Like a total child.
A doll.
Power bomb.
Power perhaps coming up here. Well, that's going to take the rope off this place. He just gave him on his right. Oh, he's a sick puppy.
He's a sick puppy.
Watch this. There it comes, head between the legs. Takes an awful lot of power to do this.
Mm.
It's over. It's over. It's over. 1, 2. No! Monster came out of there. I don't believe it. He's nuts too. They're both
They're both
nuts.
nuts.
Hogan baby is crazy. That's justice. Look at the look on his face now.
Sorry, buddy. That was the shittiest power bomb in the world.
Imperious decay. This place is turning to an asylum. Everyone here lost it.
And you think they're going the typical route here, but then I mean, here, even this is different. Ramming his head into the buckle. I'm like, okay, that's different.
One turnbuckle, then the other.
Just a little something extra there before you hit him with a big boot.
There's the big boot. Could he have him? Could he have him? I don't know. I don't think so.
I mean, Sid's a big guy, but it's not like slamming Andre the Giant here.
We'll never get him up.
Scooper, very easily.
That's the first time justice has been done.
Now, apparently, this is where Shango's supposed to be hitting the ring.
Gonna drop the weight. He did. It's all over. No.
See, the way that it was all done, I believe that Sid was supposed to kick out. But I still believe that Shango might have missed his cue. But I think maybe the kick out was supposed to happen just as a way to get Sid over. It's a compromise. He can't beat Hogan, but we'll have you kick out of his leg.
Where's he going?
And there's Shango, who stops there.
Papa Shango.
Yeah, something is definitely up because he came out to the ring,
Look at this. That's Papa Shango, Monsoon.
or came out to the aisleway there and then stopped. And now he's going after the Hulk.
Oh, yes. It's 2 against 1. They're taking him out one way or the other. This is it for Hulk Hogan.
I didn't really see this coming. Like, I wasn't thinking Hogan was going to get saved, but And it's the Warrior. Look at this pop he gets as he's coming. Like, the crowd's going nuts as he's sprinting to the ring. I mean, when the fans start realizing what's going on, they're like, fuck yeah! And then Hogan stops him. Warrior basically just warriored himself up. You know, to me, he didn't look that different with his physique. Maybe a little smaller. It was just his hair that was different. His hair was shorter. I thought this was cool after, you know, the WrestleMania 6 main event. Warrior comes back to save him. And it worked out for them. It was like, you know, it was kind of like when, you know, like when, I'm trying to think, was it like maybe Brock and Rock or something? But if they were going to lose Hogan, having Warrior come in was perfect. He wouldn't last, though. Neither would Sid. Hogan looks a little conflicted, but also happy to see the Warrior. Hogan's calling for a sign in the crowd. He's like, wait, I'll get it. I mean, they didn't offer us very much, you know, explanation when Warrior left after SummerSlam, and then they would have to do it again. Like, the very same thing would happen again right after SummerSlam. And Warrior would leave prior to Survivor Series, and they'd replace him with Perfect. Yeah, Warrior definitely looks a little smaller there compared to Hogan, but he's still in crazy shape. Oh, okay. I guess the referee rang the bell after the kick out. They fucked something up. I mean, at the end, a casual fan probably didn't notice. I don't think I did, that anything was awry there, but it definitely felt a little bit lame coming up on a DQ win in the main event of a WrestleMania. Like, come on. Like, you could have just done this in the mid card and had Savage win the title in the main event. Watching Warrior do the Hogan pose is pretty funny. He's probably just grunting. He has bangs now. That's what was weird about Warrior. Just his hair looked kind of weird. Right? It's like when Shawn came back in 2002 and he had that stable boy haircut. Oh, big pyro for them too. They don't have good posing synergy. Warrior just wants to go all over the place, and Hogan's trying to do his thing. It's a happening. It was a happening, y'all. More pyro. It's raining fireworks. All right, and that is it on WrestleMania 8. Y'all want to just watch WrestleMania 9 next? Just stay up all night again like we did watching Elimination Chamber? Yeah, I don't think so. Well, that was fun. We knocked out WrestleMania 8. Glad we finally did that. I loved some of the matches on the show, so I'm glad we finally got to this one. We will be back 2 weeks from tonight for our next Mania watch-along. I think we're going to do 24 for that one, since we need to do something a little bit more modern. And 1 week from tonight, we will be here watching AEW Revolution, and I'll be doing a live reaction to that. I do have plans to be here tomorrow night. We're going to be live tomorrow after Monday Night Raw, because I want to see what they're going to say and talk about with all of the Elimination Chamber fallout. And more of a table being set now for WrestleMania, with 4, I believe, matches now officially confirmed. So we might see some interesting stuff tomorrow on Raw, so we will be here for a podcast immediately following the show. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight, guys. I appreciate it. Happy Sunday to you. Enjoy what is left of your weekend. I also want to thank Willie Teague a minute ago, who sent in $6. Thank you so much, Willie. WrestleMania 8 is your best one. Well, I'm happy that we watched that one tonight. Hopefully you were able to enjoy it with us and you're not just joining us now. But any other super chats that I missed, I don't think I did, but if I did, we'll get to them tomorrow night and I'll make sure I update those totals for next time. And you guys have a great, awesome rest of your Sunday. I will catch you tomorrow after Monday Night Raw. Peace.